Some kind of comfortable solution that we could offer these people who were upset.
When I got up in the area, I was approached by an elderly gentleman that said that there was a huge light over his house and it had moved south down the street. I proceeded down Sampson Drive, approximately a quarter mile.
Sergeant Toby Maloro was about to become a part of UFO history.
Everything shut off in the vehicle. I didn't understand what was going on. My car completely stopped. And that's when the light hit the vehicle. I stood outside. I was a little bit dumbfounded. I didn't know what exactly it was. I had to shield my eyes. All I could see was a very intense white light. It seemed to be more intense in the center of it. I know it was huge. I've never seen anything that could compare to this. And the thing that was very strange was there was no sound.
After 30 seconds, the object moved off, away from his patrol car.
As soon as it started moving off, my car started back up and the radio kicked on.
Maloro quickly began pursuit of the unknown flying object.
I'm trying to put two and two together and say, what just happened here?
Unable to keep up with the UFO, Maloro radioed into dispatch over police channels.
914 to radio. It's heading in a northerly...
He told me in a very serious tone, I saw something. And I said, Toby, you're joking. And he came back and he said, Roy, I saw something.
I could see a red glow up in the sky. It was huge. This thing wasn't making no noise.
This isn't funny anymore because it's getting to the point where I don't know whether to believe him or not.
Well, was it moving or was it just... Yeah, it was glowing. It was moving. You could see it like up in the air, glowing and getting further away from me. People are serious. They're very upset. Whatever it was lit up, I mean, literally, if you were underneath it, you could see it would be like daylight, those red lights.
An object did come down at a low elevation over this area.
UFO researcher Kenny Young broke the story of the Trumbull County incident.
It was then observed by numerous other police officers from different agencies who were able to pursue the object coming from different locations. They were able to triangulate its position.
It's south of all 82. I'm moving east now on it. It looks like it's flickering more now, and it looks like it's running a little east of me now. Hey, Walter, chase it back north. I want to see this thing.
At least 14, 15 officers said that they saw something and were discussing it freely on their channels.
It's going pretty good. It's all the way into Liberty now. It's going as far as visible. You should be able to see it. It changes colors from white to red to green. The sucker has not moved. We have multiple departments right now that have sightings on it.
The sightings started to spread out to neighboring streets, to other communities were saying they were also seeing the same thing. It took a whole different meaning and level of seriousness. We contacted the airport control tower to ask them to check their radar.
We have a report of some flying object in our jurisdiction. Do you know of anything that should be in our airspace this time, close to the ground? This is not a prank phone call, I swear. You can call me back to verify.
Look at the radar scope, and I go 60 mile diameter of Youngstown, and there is nothing out there.
That's when I got the chill that, okay, everybody can't be making up the big bright light story.
According to all the people I've spoken with, the FAA tower operator in the tower should have been able to see the object from his vantage point.
I don't see anything out there, nothing on the radar scope.
Young requested the identity of the FAA tower operator through the Freedom of Information Act. But his request was denied.
I would like to ask him, could you visually observe something from your vantage point, 60 foot up in the air, in a tower?
As the other officers got closer to the object, they radioed in with dramatic descriptions.
They were able to discern a parachute-like appendage attached to the object. I've spoken with a number of the officers involved in this event. I've been satisfied that they are honest and they are telling me the truth. One officer even said he saw a structured object while viewing it through binoculars.
Just pulled on it. There's definitely a structure there, unfortunately, what you saw. I can see an upper structure off the main part of the lighting. Right, yeah, something with a different color lighting to it.
I had no idea what was going on. You had so many calls coming in from different locations.
Lieutenant James Baker of the Brookfield Township Police Department heard the amazing UFO reports on his radio.
I wanted to see for myself what everybody was looking at. I decided to go to the old radar tower. This is the highest point in Brookfield Township, and I'm told in Trumbull County.
What he saw when he got to the top of the tower wasn't just one UFO. He saw three.
They formed a sort of triangle pattern with the center light being raised up above the other two. Oddly enough, they were changing colors simultaneously from red, yellow, blue, and green. All three lights would change at the same time.
I got them right here. I'm looking at them. What the hell is it? They're sitting stationary. I got three of them. What do they look like? I've got four discernible colors. I got red, yellow, green, and blue. And the one just looks like flashes. So if they're those planets those guys were talking about, then they're planets with Christmas lights on. This is weird. Oh my God, I hope that's a plane. Oh, please be a plane. Oh, please.
I see three lights changing colors, and I've heard no concrete explanation of what they are. And I certainly would welcome any explanation.
And it's exactly identical to what you would expect for a bright star or planet low in the horizon.
James McGahey is an astronomer who has investigated UFO claims for over 20 years. He believes there's an easy explanation for the Trumbull County incident.
This is a classic example of scintillation. Scintillation is simply what most people recognize as stars twinkling. When the stars are low in the sky, in addition to twinkling, they will also change color. Clearly, the police officer who saw the very intense bright light very likely saw a fireball. A fireball is a very, very bright meteor that can be many times brighter than the full moon. I think the car stalling was just a coincidence, had nothing to do with this whatsoever.
Obviously, it had to be involved in my cruiser shutting down. There was no problem with my car because it started back up. I was told that it may have been the planet Mercury. It was not the planet Mercury.
Another possible theory is that the UFO was a top-secret experimental aircraft from nearby Youngstown Air Reserve Base.
There's no indication, evidence, or record of any kind that would indicate there were any experimental Department of Defense aircraft operating here. I can't, speak for other people who say they may or may not have seen something. What I can talk from with authority is what happened here at the base and what our involvement was, and there was apparently none.
If it was a plane, it was some kind of new plane, because I've never heard a plane that doesn't make a sound.
These policemen and the citizens who are looking at this are not trained observers to look at the night sky either from a standpoint of stars and planets or meteors or fireballs. And they simply made a mistake. They saw something spectacular. It looked spectacular. They equated it with something unknown, and the first thing that popped into their mind was the term UFO. And so, no, I don't question their sincerity. I just question the fact that they're reporting something and believing it to be something that it's not.
I'm not saying what I saw was a spaceship from outer space, okay? What I'm saying is I saw an object that was not normal for this area. It gave off an intense light. It shut my cruiser off, including my radio. I lost contact with the 911 center, and it didn't make any noise. It's something that I've never seen before, I've never encountered before, and I haven't encountered it since.
I do believe that they saw something. I don't believe that it was a star. There was something there. What I walked away from that night was a feeling that this was a lot bigger than just a couple people saying they saw a light in the sky. And it made us think maybe a small place like Trumbull County could have something big happen occasionally too.
Skeptics and believers will continue to debate the question, are we really alone? Now, we leave it up to you to decide. As for the future, people will continue to come forward with accounts of strange lights in the night sky, and we will continue to listen. I'm Robert Daly. Good night.